Whitney trailer discusses the Christian Glass case. 9 News, 8 likes, 245 views, 6 hours ago. This was posted. Whitney trailer. This is a legal expert. 9 News legal expert. Whitney trailer. Let's hear what Whitney trailer has to say. Okay?
Here to discuss this a little bit more with us, we got 9 News legal expert Whitney Trailer joining us now to talk a little bit more about this case. Whitney, we got to go back to the beginning of this case. We got to dive into the facts that led up to police even engaging with Glass in the first place. Man, Jordan, I tell you, I watched the video last night. It was heartbreaking. I prayed for the parents because I can't even imagine what it must be like to watch this. But what happened was essentially he was trying to make a U-turn and got stuck on a rock. He called 911, told the dispatch how scared he was. He told her he had these he's a geologist, amateur geologist. He had these 2 rock knives, a mallet, which is stuff for his rocks. Well, the police came, the dispatch told her, and you watch the video, and the first officer that comes, he just comes in hot. He's, starts within 2 minutes of seeing him, ordering Christian Glass to get out. Christian Glass is holding his hands up saying, look, I'm really scared. Can you guys just pull me out? And the officer, there's times where he's slow and he's saying, okay, yeah, we understand you're scared. What's going on? But then it continues to escalate, and that's how things, they spent 70 minutes with him, but it just...
So, Whitney trailer, that's a good opinion. That's a nice opinion. I thought that he was going to say the opposite. So, Georgetown Police Department is located in the Town Hall building located at 404 6th Street. Phone number to the Georgetown Police Department is 303-569-2555, extension 8. Call 911 for emergencies, but if you want to get a hold of the Georgetown Police Department, 303-569-2555, extension 8. The Clear Creek County Sheriff's Department, 303-679-2393. Now, the sheriff is, elected. Now, sometimes the chief, the marshal, the sergeant, Marshal Williams, just R. Williams. What is that? Ralph. So you got Ralph Williams, Sergeant Gaskins, Jay Gaskins. So is that Joe Gaskins and Robert Williams, Ralph Williams, and Jennifer Gaskins at the town of Georgetown.us. That's their email address, and police at townofgeorgetown.us. That's their email address if you want to get a hold of the Georgetown Police Department. I want to, Marshall, they said that it was the Marshal of Georgetown. So I wonder if it's at that Williams. Is it that R. Williams? Is R. Williams the guy that was just sitting there leaning on the car and just like chit-chatting with, old Christian Glass, like he gone way back, basically just talking to him like a creepy, like a rapey, just a creepy, rapey vibe. I don't know if it was him or not, but it was the marshal. It was the marshal, and this is the Georgetown Police Department. Let's see here. What do I have? A clip. I was just going to talk about it. Let's read some Marcus Aurelius, okay? Because this thing has pissed me off. I am so pissed off. I am so sick and tired of America killing us. I'm tired of Americans killing us. I'm tired of us killing each other and cops killing us. And I'm tired of nobody giving a goddamn flying fuck and everybody thinking that they know so much better. I'm glad some liberals are speaking out about it, but I bet you there's some other, racist piles of shit that can't say nothing because he's a white man. They can't see that there's 5 evil, people and 1 good person. They can't see it. The thin blue line fucking pieces of shit. They're such authoritarian, Nazi, fascist motherfuckers. They can't see nothing wrong with this entire situation either. Let's read a little Marcus Aurelius, okay? In the words of Crito the sage, if thou hast eyes to see, then see. 39. In the constitution of a rational being, I find no virtue implanted for the combating of justice, but I do find self-control implanted for the combating of pleasure. That's interesting. Why can't you combine the two? Combat in the name of justice for pleasure, Marcus Aurelius. Subtract your own notions of what you imagine to be painful, and then yourself stands invulnerable. Myself, what is it? Your reason, but I am not all reason. So be it in that case. At least let your reason forbear to give pain to itself, and if another part of you is in trouble, let its thoughts about itself be its own concern. So did that help? That kind of helped. I don't know. So a couple thoughts about what the fuck the Georgetown fucking marshal and the Jesus Christ. Defund the fuck out of the police. Defund the fuck out of the police. Why are we taking money from the police? Because you guys just need to deal with the bank robbers and the violent crime. Because when you have, Christian Glass... Christian Glass was what? A hippie being paranoid about the cops? Because he was, smoking pot. Maybe he had smoked pot. Maybe he had just smoked pot. Maybe he smoked it an hour ago. Maybe he was preparing to smoke it. Maybe it was just in his car, and he didn't know the damn laws about the thing. He was going to go drive up to the forest and go to his little spot, smoke some weed, hold his crystal. So defund the fuck out of the police. You can't do mental health. Y'all don't know how to do homeless. You don't know how to do drug, addiction. Really, I don't even know if you should go for domestic violence situations. All this stuff is just, you need professionals. If you do go to those situations, make sure you bring a professional with you too. Somebody who's got a degree. Also, cops are terrified of knives. My God, are they terrified of knives. You got all those motherfucking guns and firepower. You also have unlimited state power, unlimited violent state power. And just a tiny little knife. Just a tiny little knife fucked all you motherfucking cops up. Must be kind of scary shit up in Clear Creek. What's been going on in Clear Creek County? Jesus Christ. Was that justice? Are they our heroes? Christian Glass is the enemies, the hippie guy who, when asked if he had weapons, he had no weapons. He had no weapons. He wasn't dangerous and he had no weapons. But when they asked him, because he had said something about something, the 911 operator, again, an unprofessional when it comes to mental health, thought he said something crazy. And then immediately starts asking weird questions. And then you can hear in the phone, he was like, what's that beep? And then she's saying 580 and all this other conversation. And he's like, oh, I already fucked up with you. How come you don't like me? What did I do to you, 911 operator? What did I do to you? Was it that knife that scared him? The knife that was on the floor in the back? You got all those guns, huh? It was a knife. Fucking cowards. Bunch of Uvalde fucks. These Uvalde motherfuckers, they just had a... So apparently a cop, whenever, in Uvalde, you had a young man, right? A little 4 years younger than Christian Glass. He was 22. Uvalde was 18. But he had a gun, and he was sitting there shooting a bunch of people up. And the cops didn't go in. Is he still alive? Is that guy still alive? That 18-year-old? That King Supers guy, he's still alive? That Robert Deere is still alive. That Planned Parenthood guy in Colorado Springs. That other mass shooter. So apparently be a mass shooter in Colorado and you'll live. You'll get 3 hots in a cot, call yourself insane, and you'll just live in the system until the end of your days. You won't get the capital punishment. You'll just rot in jail or an insane asylum. You'll just be like the Joker, rotting in an insane asylum. Was it the knife that scared him? Oh my God! So they're afraid of guns, and I guess a bludgeon and a knife, right? Anything that could possibly hurt them. We just wanted to easily arrest you and throw you in jail. Come on, Christian. Come on, Christian. He was scared to get out of the car, and rightfully so, because you wanted to arrest him and put him in your paddy wagon, kidnap him, put him in fucking jail. For what? For what? My God, I remember driving all over Kentucky, smoking and driving, just driving through the hills, driving through the forest. When you weren't getting along with the, whoever you're supposed to get along with, friends, family, neighbors, when you weren't getting along with your friends, families, or neighbors, and especially for long distance. Marijuana driving is the best for long distance. He was a pothead. Maybe he smoked it before. Maybe he smoked it right before they got there because, oh shit, look at all these cops and the guy did come on hot. He came up hot and heavy. Straight from the top. Straight from the top. Get out, do this, do that. To the 911 dispatch. He said he would have thrown the knives that he had was just for his, fucking geology. So he would have thrown the knives out. But you didn't want him to do it his way. You didn't want him to be comfortable and safe. Get out here so we'll have a safe conversation. Bullshit. We love you too. Bullshit. Lies on top of lies. What a bunch of psychotic piles of shit. Was it the rocks? Was it the rubber mallet? Maybe it was the crystal. Was it the crystal that he says he's holding the crystal? So, because he's a hippie, he believes in energy, and there's a crystal that he, I guess, on a necklace or something, a rock. He just felt the power of the crystal. But apparently, crystals don't have power by themselves. You have to share the crystal with someone else. But the 911 operator, she wasn't feeling Christian Glass and his crystal talk. Andrew Bowen is the person that killed him. That's the deputy's name, Andrew Bowen. Buen. Heidi McCollum is the attorney, the district attorney, who either will or will not press charges. If Heidi McCollum believes in her own criminal justice system, I thought there was a 10-step procedure, a disposition hearing, a preliminary hearing. She's taking it to the grand jury. You can't file a felony on somebody without taking it to the grand jury, right? Which is interesting. If you're a cop, it goes to the grand jury, and he probably would have got a preliminary hearing too if it didn't go to the grand jury. Heidi, the DA, Heidi McCollum had said something about there's a process and whether the grand jury indicts or not. We got it on videotape. They murdered the shit out of him, put it in front of an actual jury, put it in front of 12 Americans. It's got to be Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. It's got to be, in front of, it's got to be Kyle Rittenhouse. It's got to be, the racists, the Ahmaud Arbery shooters. It's got to be a fair trial. It's got to be a fair trial. Fair judge, one side, two side, lawyer, make an argument. Here's evidence. Here's some evidence. Here's testimony. Here's counter, whatever. So, and then there's a verdict. This has to go to a jury. This has to go to 12 people. If Heidi, the DA, in spite of all the police reform that Colorado legislature has passed, still figures out a way to bury all this, that's 5 motherfucking murderers that got away with murdering somebody. They just went up there. They were lazy fucking bums. They don't know how to empathize with others, and they pulled off an execution. I want more Christian Glasses in my neighborhood. I don't want any of this fucking right-wing. I don't like this violent, right-wing, fascist, fucking psychotic, violent bullshit. Christian Glass, what would he have done? He would have done the peace sign too much. He would have annoyed you because he just would smile and give you a peace sign. If they do bury it, now the police reform law says that they have to give a report. So if the DA, if Heidi McCollum, who's a beautiful white woman, who's probably never experienced any oppression or, criminal activity whatsoever, probably been coddled from birth up until right now. Can she put herself in the seat of Christian Glass? Can she do it? If she trusts in her own criminal justice system, the end result for the criminal justice system is justice. Peace, love, justice. We want a just society. We want a great society, a wonderful, great society. But at the very end, at the end of the day, at the very least, we need the presence of justice. You want true peace? Peace doesn't come by because you got some authoritarian piece of shit. True peace comes by because you got the presence of justice. Nobody can hurt anybody because you'll get hurt yourself. Justice is eye for an eye, and if the presence of justice is there, then we'll have peace. Then we'll have peace with the presence of justice. But if Heidi McCollum isn't running a justice system, she don't care about peace, love, justice, she don't have any virtues, this is just a right-wing fascist, she's just a goddamn rubber stamper. There's, some people that get charged with crimes, and then there's a group of people that never get charged with crimes. Some people are above the law, other people are not above the law. If she's just there to rubber stamp any and everything that the cops do, then we don't even need 3 branches of government, because all we have is a police branch and everybody else just follows what the police branch does. According to the rule of law, everybody has to obey the law. Even if you're a police officer. Even if you're a police officer, you're not allowed to commit that crime or this crime. You can't hurt people this way or that way. And you can't jump on their car and shoot the shit out of them until they fucking die. You can't do that. Colorado State Patrol's on-scene assessment. Christian had committed no crime. He posed no threat to himself or others. So there's no reason to continue contact with him. That's exactly what the Colorado State Patrol said. So let it be known. I'd like to see Jared Polis get out in front of this. Let's see Jared Polis talk to the family. Let's see Jared Polis apologize to the family and apologize to the rest of us in Colorado. This is traumatizing for me as a citizen. What the fuck? Basically, either A, they knew exactly what was going on. He got stuck. He was high on marijuana. Somebody was driving behind him too closely. It scared him. He tried to pull a U-turn. He got stuck on a rock. And instead of just using their push bar and being a good Christian or being a good progressive and then pushing him on his way, and that's another thing. Why does this happen so often? If the left wing are progressives and the right wing are Christians, this isn't Christian, this isn't progressive. Why do cops keep killing? Is this America? Is this Americanism? Just Americanism, thin blue line? Whatever the right wing fucking fascist Nazi motherfuckers do. And there are people that's so insulated from this shit. You think Donald ever saw, the police up in front, so nitty gritty, right in front of his face like this? Clear Creek County Sheriff Rick Albers apparently is defending the thing. The sheriff wasn't even there. Rick Albers, you don't know right from wrong? Well, he was wearing a badge and a hat and had a gun. Then we all need to wear badges and hats and guns, because if the thin blue line can do no wrong, we all need to be empowered and deputized so we can all defend our, the working class families. We need to be able to defend our working class families. Working class families don't stand a goddamn chance. They don't stand a goddamn chance. Attorney General Phil Weiser's office had no comment on the incident. Phil Weiser, what the fuck? What the fuck? It's a governor's race, Jared Polis, what the fuck, man? I thought this shit was supposed to change. And, I'm somewhat hopeful with the police reform. I am somewhat hopeful with the police reform, but I felt like the police reform was a good first step. You didn't finish it. We need to pass another police reform package. Get a common law. Get a 10-step procedure. Nice 10-step common law of 10-step criminal procedure. Get everybody on the same goddamn page. Have all the freedoms, all of our Bill of Rights consolidated from our state constitution. Christian Glasses, his real crime was he believed in authority. He believed in America and the cops and the system. He was going through something. And at the very worst, somebody was chasing him. Somebody was chasing him and they was tailgating him and they tried to push him off the fucking car. One even got out of the vehicle. One even got out of the vehicle and was like, what's going on? And he said he even followed somebody. So let's believe all that's true. Let's consider it. And then let's consider what might be likely too. Occam's razor says the simplest explanation is most likely true. So he smoked a little bit of weed. He's driving, going up to the woods to hang out. And there's a bunch of aggressive drivers tailgating him and passing him. And he's trying to keep it cool, trying to keep it calm. And if there are motherfuckers that's doing road rage and shit, I almost feel like smoke a fucking joint, chill the fuck out, motherfucker. So some road rager is being aggressive and he didn't know what was going on. Maybe he's smoking pot and he's a little bit worried about the cops knowing that he smoked pot and he's going to go to jail and they're going to shoot and kill him. And so when he's driving, every headlight behind him looks like the cops and it gets him nervous. So he pulls off to the side of the road, tries to do a U-turn. He's got a tiny little car. It would have been easy as shit. There's 5 people there. Instead of actually doing what they should have done, pushed him out of the ditch. He was only in 2 inches of sand and used a push bar, right? The way Christians, what the golden rule, I don't know if you Christians ever heard the golden rule or not, but the golden rule is you treat others the way you want to be treated. So if you're ever stuck in a ditch and you ask somebody to get you out of the ditch, you don't want them to get up in your business. What you doing here? What you doing there? Yeah, maybe I smoked some fucking weed an hour ago. What's it fucking to you? Can you just push me out of the goddamn thing? I'm going up to the forest. There's nothing. I haven't harmed nobody. I'm not going to hurt anybody. I'm just going to go to the forest so I can fucking talk to the grass and talk to the trees and talk to the goddamn nature, motherfucker. Is that okay with you? Can I talk to nature? Can I talk to the goddamn birds? You got a problem with that? They saw a hippie. He had his crystal. They're mocking him, making fun of him. That creepy motherfucker. I think that Marshall, Georgetown Marshall. Hey, buddy, you don't have anything about the thing. Every word of that motherfucker's mouth was a fucking fake motherfucking bullshit. And he was like, oh, this Christian Glass, he's a nice guy. Well, I'll just lie to him. I'll look right in his face and lie right to his face. Just open the door. Unlock the door, open the door. No, I won't hurt you. Just open the door. Just open it. Open the door. Clear Creek County and Georgetown, you guys are fucked up. We'll see if Heidi McGolliman, that I don't see how a fair grand jury, is there probable cause that a crime, the only thing with the grand jury is that they're going to test to see if there's probable cause that a crime has occurred. Now, probable cause could be something tiny, it could be something huge, a disturbance, or, whatever. It could, probable cause. You got a dead body. He's in the morgue. He's got rigor mortis. They're going to do an autopsy. They found a trace amount of marijuana, alcohol, and amphetamine, which is just like some pep pills, like a speed pep pill, caffeine pill, I think, in it, or is that Tylenol? 3 minor things, and it doesn't seem clear to me. Maybe the marijuana could have been somewhat recent, but the other ones could have been hours ago, if not the day before. So trace amounts, insignificant trace amounts. The FBI is charged with reviewing shootings by police officers to determine whether there's evidence of federal criminal civil rights violations. Yeah, clearly Christian Glass's civil rights was violated. The U.S. Attorney General's office had no comment on whether they were investigating on Christian's death or not. The U.S. attorneys, they're not saying whether they're... I don't know why everybody keeps shrugging off it's just a mental health episode, but I think the mental health episode is, America, you're fucking broken and you're sick and you're fucked up. And if he got into an argument with his parents, then that means the rest of us are like his, surrogate parents. We got to talk to him, hang out with him, see what's going on. The whole thing with Christianity and the golden rule is when you see the Good Samaritan, yeah, you could help the Good Samaritan and he might pull you under. You could give him, some money and he might try to rob everything you got. But the whole idea of the Good Samaritan, Jesus Christ, this is Christianity. I think it's the heart of Christianity. It's the heart of a lot of religions if you're truly good. It's logical. You treat others the way you want to be treated. Of course you do. No shit, Sherlock. The only thing, caveat to that is, I guess, we're different people, so what you think is kind and good might be different than what other people think is kind and good. But at the very least, don't fucking do harm. Don't hurt people. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Oh, as he was going through a mental health episode. The mental health episode is he just wants to smoke weed up in the fucking forest. And you know what? Christian Glass, I think you should be allowed to smoke some fucking weed up in the forest as much as you fucking want to the end of all time. And you know what? A part of me thinks that it should be all right for you to fucking smoke and drive. I'd rather have, if you ever seen Up in Smoke, it was Cheech and Chong, and they're like, it was dramatized, so it was all crashed and smoky, and they were like, man, we crashed, man. We crashed, yeah, man. Where'd we go, man? And they, didn't even leave the garage. They, was in the yard or something. It was, oh, man, we're 10 feet from the house, man. So you smoke weed and you drive, then you're going to drive 5 miles an hour and you're going to stop 20 times and then you're going to be overly cautious and going too slow. Oh man, let's just enjoy the oxygen. Let's just sit right here and park and just breathe in all this wonderful, cool, crisp oxygen. Nah, bro, let's just, stop and smell the roses. Just go, go, go. I'm in a hurry to get things done. Tim Gripshow will love that song too. Rush and rush till life's no fun. All we gotta do is live and die, and I'm in a hurry and don't know why. I don't know why. If Frederick Douglass, J.C. Dugard, and Aaron Frank had lived in Clear Creek County, if Frederick Douglass, J.C. Dugard, and Aaron Frank had been in Georgetown and they were stuck in some sand, they would have been thrown into a concentration camp and given syphilis and given hard labor until they worked to death. You know Patrick Doyle? He had 20 years in a penitentiary. Patrick Doyle, he told the black folks of Kentucky, it's time to get freedom. Led 75 almost to the top, got to Breckinridge County, or Bracken County. Fucking Bracken County, sons of bitches. And he got 20 years of penitentiary, and 44 ran off into the woods. But the rest of them were sent back to the plantations. So they're all given hard labor until they worked or starved themselves to death. They don't know right from wrong. They have no morals. They have no virtues. They fucked up with the big shit. I mean, you test people with the little shit, but they fucked up with the big shit. They're not my heroes. I don't feel any safer with Rick Albers or Phil Weiser or Heidi McCollum. How would I feel safer for these people? Phil Weiser is the Attorney General. He's the head legal officer. Can cops do wrong? Does anybody know if cops could do wrong? Or does Phil Weiser feel like some people are above the law and cops are above the law and he's not going to arrest anybody, so he needs the cops to go arrest people for him? So he's got to rubber stamp everything that the cops do. He has to be on the side of right-wing fascism. He don't have a choice. Unless, of course, he's got morals, ethics. He knows right from wrong. He's chosen goodness. He's committed to goodness, peace, love, solidarity, tranquility. Read the Constitution. It's got a lot of, Colorado, U.S. Read them both. They both have some. Yeah, we don't need a bunch of Nazi motherfucking thugs to murder our victims. We don't need Nazi thugs. We need to defund the police to murder the victims. We don't need a bunch of Nazi thugs to kill our Frederick Douglasses and J.C. Dugards and Anne Franks. Those are the worst victims ever. They are victims. They were the victim. They were the victim. So, Rick Albers is the sheriff. Phil Weiser is the Attorney General. Heidi McCollum, if she believes in her own criminal justice system, there's a nice 10-step criminal procedure, right? You have the summons or the arrest. After the summons or the arrest, then you have the preliminary hearing, then the dispositional hearing. You also have some kind of setting. You also have plea bargaining. There's a pre-trial readiness conference. There's 10 steps, and the last 2 steps is the sentencing is the last, and then trial. So step 9 is the trial. There's 10 steps there. If Heidi McCollum believes in CRS and the Constitution and the rule of law, then no shit. Those fucking murdering sons of bitches will get charged with first-degree murder and then pick another charge that is closer. Was it manslaughter? There's 5 murder charges in Colorado. In Colorado, there's vehicular manslaughter. It wasn't vehicular manslaughter. But they did the opposite, didn't they? Hey, can you push me out of the ditch? Get the stop sticks. No, push me out of the ditch. No, you're never going to get out of this ditch ever, motherfucker. You're staying in this ditch forever. No, this is where you're going to get buried. Man, I was on a roll about something. Shit. Oh, Heidi McCollum, if she believes in her own criminal justice system, then charge them. Did they knowingly? They didn't deliberate. They didn't think that morning they were going to kill somebody, but did they knowingly kill that guy? The main guy, Andrew Bowen, did he knowingly shoot and kill him? Yeah.